Are you swamped by nutrition advice and food do's and don'ts right now? Or are you trying to eat healthy without feeling too restricted, making it difficult to seek a balance? This video talks about 5 nutritional guidelines that can help you manage your food better. Hello there, I am Apurva Joshi, a nutritionist and a foodie, and you are watching a video by Unbox Nutrition. You may be finding a lot of nutrition advice on which nutrients to include or which foods to include and which ones to avoid right now. It may get a little overwhelming with so much advice, and a lot of us may be stressed trying to find comfort in our food. So I'm listing down the 5 key considerations that can help you manage your food better right now. Now you may not hear this so commonly as a nutrition advice, but one of the key considerations in planning your meals right now has been budget. We are going through a health crisis but also standing on the brink of a financial crisis. So it has never been more important than now to watch your expenses even on the basic necessities like food. So if you are someone who has been spending a lot on food, or if you have no idea how much you have been spending on food, it may be a good way to start maintaining a food expense diary. So if you do so per week, after a couple of weeks you will have figured out what are the items which you have been spending maximum on. Now say for a particular week, you may find out that nuts and alcohol are 2 items which have been very expensive. You can then separate such items into the essential and non-essential buckets. For example, you may choose to put nuts into the essential bucket and alcohol into the non-essential bucket, or so I hope. After you have done so, every week you can exclude some of the items from your non-essential bucket. That may bring down your budget a little. And from your essential bucket, you may choose to replace some of the items with their cheaper alternatives. Now, how do you do that? Some time back, I had done a post on the comparison between amaranth and quinoa. So amaranth is a local grain that is almost as nutritious and a lot cheaper than quinoa. So you can find such alternatives. Or the amaranth or rajgira puffs can also be a great alternative to your store-bought cereal. So you can find some of such alternatives to bring down your budget on the essential spends. Also, if you find some fruit or vegetable which is fresh and cheap, you may choose to buy it in bulk and freeze some for future use. It is okay to change your pre-lockdown eating habits a little in order to cope up with the current times. For example, you may have been on a weight loss routine previously in which you were trying to avoid all the store-bought items altogether. However, in the current times, it may be very difficult for you to make everything from scratch at home without much help. So in the current situation, it is okay to include a few store-bought items that can act as quick fixes but still help you stay on track with eating all the good meals. There have been 2 items which are store-bought which I have been including in this lockdown more than ever before. The first one is bread. Breakfast has been the most important meal for me. In case I don't get a good breakfast in the morning, my hunger levels throughout the day go for a toss. So on the days when I don't have time to make a good breakfast, bread and egg have been a savior for me. The second item which I have been eating more regularly is store-bought peanut butter. So on the days I don't have time to prep up an evening snack, fruit with peanut butter has been my go-to option. So these are the 2 items which help me eat a good breakfast or a snack without having to prepare much earlier in advance. So you can identify such items that can work good for you. They can be something like, say, a yogurt or even a ready-made dosa batter or maybe a ready-made chutney from a store. So such items can help you stay on track without having to be overworked with your meal prepping. The lockdown may be coming to an end and things are starting to open up soon. However, we still have to keep in mind our own health and safety. One of the ways to do so would be by minimizing your exposure. If you minimize the number of trips made to a grocery store, supermarket or vegetable or fruits vendor, you would be putting yourself at a lesser risk. So how do we do that? You can plan the meals for a whole week ahead of time. By doing so, you would be able to list the necessities and bring them all in one go in a single trip. How one of my clients has been doing it is, in 1 week, she has made a list of all the meals that she is planning to eat and what needs to be bought to make these meals. In another week, she has made a list of all the produce that she has and planned all the meals accordingly so that she doesn't have to go to the store to buy anything. You can use any of these strategies or both the strategies to make sure that you are putting yourself at a lesser risk. If you are someone who has never regularly cooked before, you may not have a good idea about the portion sizes of meals. So you may regularly end up with a lot more food than you require. Now, if you do not consume the extra food, what happens to it? If the food gets wasted, then firstly, if you end up spending on more food rather than eating what you already have, you are increasing your budget on food. Secondly, if you waste that food, then everything that went into making that food goes for waste. So right from planting it, to growing it, to putting all the resources it requires like water, fertilizer or manual labor, to processing it, packaging it till it reaches your home through all the transport channels, all of this goes to waste. So in this manner, you are also increasing your own carbon footprint, making it worse for the environment. Also, what happens to the food that you throw away? It may end up in a landfill where it will get rotten and produce a lot more methane. This makes it worse for the environment because of global warming. So without realizing it, by just wasting food, you are contributing to the environment's problems. Also, in the current times when a lot of people are going to sleep without a single meal, if you end up wasting some food, it's not the best idea. So, what do we do to reduce food waste? Firstly, whatever is left over, you can either eat it as is or you can repurpose it into making something else. If you have a lot more than what you can eat, you can share it with somebody who needs it. Also, by reusing your leftovers, if you are saving up on some budget, you can make use of that money to help somebody who is less fortunate than you. So we are going through a challenge in which we can only survive by standing up with each other. If you are someone who has been cooking way more than usual and getting tired of it, it is very important to keep it enjoyable and not let it feel like a big task. So how does one do that? Identify the meals that you enjoy eating, identify the meals that you enjoy cooking, and the ones which are actually good for you. So most of your meals should fall somewhere in between, where you enjoy eating them, you enjoy cooking them, and they are actually good for you. So as an example, say instant noodles are something that you enjoy eating, enjoy cooking, but if you keep eating it every day, they may not be the best option for your health. So such meals should fall into the 20% category, which you do not eat very regularly, but only 20% of the times. Whereas 80% of the times, you should be eating meals that fall somewhere in the middle. So how does one figure that out? So for me personally, I enjoy chopping vegetables and I also enjoy eating some dishes which have a lot of vegetables, like say Sindhi curry or Thai curry or some of the stir fries are some of my favorite meals. So both these are working well with each other, and it can't be too bad for you to include a lot of vegetables in your diet. So they are obviously good for health too. So that is what lies in the middle for me. So what lies in the middle for you? You can identify that by experimenting a little more. But what if you don't like many things? Now it is very important to like what you eat. So it has been proven by science that your food affects your mood in a lot of ways. It has been proven by the gut-brain axis. Also, Ayurveda has a concept of prana which tells you that if you don't like the food that you eat, it may not give you as much energy. So definitely figure out what you really like eating. Now if you are picky about a lot of vegetables or grains, it may be a good idea to include them in some different ways which may be able to make you like them better. So for me as example, I don't like some of the vegetables as much as the others. So I try to grate them and put them into different doughs or batters in which I can eat them without noticing it much. Or there are some vegetables which I have figured out that I like them more as raita as compared to sabzi. So find more enjoyable ways to eat the same things which you haven't enjoyed before. Now it may not be as easy for everybody, so the best way to do this would be to consult a nutritionist. So as opposed to what people normally think, our job is to tell you what to eat rather than what not to eat. So you can definitely take help of a nutritionist to come up with a plan that can suit all your needs. So let's have a quick look at all the nutritional guidelines that we have discussed so far. The first one was budget. By dividing your spends into essential and non-essential, you may be able to control it better. Second one was changing some of the habits by including some store-bought items. Third one is minimizing the number of trips you make to the stores so that you reduce your exposure. Fourth one was reducing your food waste by either consuming it or sharing it with somebody. And the last one was to find meals that you enjoy cooking, enjoy eating, and are good for your health. So if there are any other strategies that you have learned in this lockdown, please share them in the comment section. I hope this video has been helpful to you. Please like the video and share it with somebody who may find it beneficial. Subscribe to the channel to get regular updates. I'm going to meet you very soon with another video with some practical tips. Until then, keep unboxing nutrition with me.